What if I told you there is an African country where people can't freely travel, journalists are banned, and the internet barely exists? Welcome to Eritrea, often called the North Korea of Africa. But why does this beautiful nation carry such a mysterious and controversial title? Let's find out. Before then, when you skip this video, you'll miss a very vital information at the end. So stay tuned and let's walk through why it is the North Korea of Africa. First of all, why is Eritrea a mysterious nation? Eritrea is a small nation in the Horn of Africa, bordered by Sudan, Ethiopia, and the Red Sea. It is one of the youngest African countries, gaining independence in 1993 after a 30-year war with Ethiopia. But since that independence, something unusual happened. Eritrea became one of the most closed countries on earth. In Africa, when you mention Eritrea, some people do ask you questions. Is it in Africa? You've never heard of Eritrea before. Unless they go to the map or even go on YouTube or on Google before they can search for Eritrea and where it is located. This tells you that because they barely use internet in the country, every information is kept within the country. It doesn't go outside the country. Now let's talk about one thing. They have one leader since 1993 after they gained independence. For over 30 years, this country, Eritrea, has been ruled by one man. He goes by the name President Isaiah Afwerki. No national elections have ever been held in Eritrea since 1993, and there's no independent parliament, and opposition parties are banned from Eritrea. I believe you're getting the point. So this makes the country a little bit weird for people to even know about. Now there is a media blackout in Eritrea. How is that possible? Reporters Without Borders ranks Eritrea among the world's least free countries for press. So in fact, local journalists have been jailed for years without trial, just for doing their job, and foreign media are rarely allowed to enter the country. So you barely see BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, France 24 reporting about Eritrea. No, reporting about Eritrea, but rather going to Eritrea to report something, to create or make news about the country. Unless maybe they go on the internet, find something about Eritrea and then talk about it, but going there with their cameras is barely not allowed in Eritrea. Now there is one thing which is also weird about the country: mandatory military service. One of the most controversial aspects of Eritrea's national service is their mandatory military service. Every young man and woman must serve, sometimes indefinitely. Many Eritreans risk their lives crossing deserts and seas to escape this harsh rule. Now, I mentioned earlier that they barely use the internet in Eritrea. Yes, you heard me right. That is correct. Less than 2% of Eritreans have access to the internet, and even then, it's heavily monitored. Social media, almost non-existent. The government controls nearly every form of communication in Eritrea. So if you are on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and you want to go to or stay in Eritrea and use TikTok to do business, I'm sorry, it is not allowed in Eritrea. But why? The main question is, why the North Korea comparison? Like North Korea, Eritrea is run with absolute control, promotes strong nationalism, and allows every little contact with the outside world. So citizens rarely criticize the government publicly, because when you do, you are in a big trouble. You will find yourself in jail without even trial, and foreigners see only what they are allowed to see. Aside that, don't go beyond what you are not allowed to see, as simple as ABC. But despite all this, there is another side of Eritrea which you have to know. Eritrea's people are proud, resilient, and deeply patriotic. The streets of Asmara are clean and the architecture is stunning. And the sense of national identity is strong in Eritrea. Eritrea remains a land of beauty and contradiction. Well, when you see Asmara and other cities in Eritrea, you'll be thinking they are still living in the 15th or 16th or 17th century, because you won't see modern or fancy buildings scattered around. Their kind of living still looks like the 15th or 16th century. That is Eritrea for you. Is Eritrea really North Korea of Africa, or just misunderstood by the outside world? Well, tell me what you think in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep looks into Africa's most hidden stories. This still remains trivia. Stay safe where you are, and I'll see you in my next destination. Bye bye.